everybody. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Whew. Having one of those moments. One of these days, I'm just going to burst into flames. I know it. I have somebody special in the studio today. Came a long way to come play in this sandbox. You coming over? Sneak over. Sneak. That's not sneaking. How can you sneak? There she is. There she is. My best buddy, Deb.
Hi. I took a sneaky trip.
She came a sneaky trip. Who have we got in here today? There's Harolyn Newell. Hello, Harolyn.
Anybody I know?
And Sherry DeGraw. Hello, Sherry. Louise Long. Hi, sweetie. And Brenda Owen. There's Deb Bloomfield. Hi, sweetheart. Hope you're feeling better. And Lilibeth Mendoza. Debbie Carlton from Mississauga, Ontario. Hi. There's a lot of new names in here. All kinds of them. There's Sue Braun. Hello, sweetheart. And Vicky Osmus. Hello. And my favorite.
Sue Potts.
And Sue Potts is here.
Judy Thacker.
Oh my, yeah, we have a full house tonight. Awesome. How cool is that to see our BC girl here in New Brunswick, Brenda Owen.
Yes.
And Carol Gansey. Hello, honey. And Lynn. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Yeah, Deb came out. We're going to spend some girl time together.
Yeah.
And she decided to come and play in my sandbox today, which is fun.
I'm filling the box.
Gosh. She's filling the box.
I need a new suitcase.
She's shopping in my studio. That's what she's doing. So today we're going to be painting Apple Harvest. I really like this one. I've used this font and this lettering before. For a different piece that also incorporated an apple. So this one I wanted to focus a little bit on doing the leaves and of course getting that really wonderful glow that you get on apples at this time of year. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So Deb's going to slide over to the other side and take over her microphone, and we are going to get busy painting harvest apples. Oh my goodness, Gail Woolsey, thank you so much. $31 for the puppers. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you.
I'm going over to my corner now.
You're going to your corner?
Yep.
Okay. She's been banished to the other side.
I know where my corner is.
Oh, my stars and garters. I'm hot today. Woo. Robin Storm. Hello, sweetheart.
Cheers.
And there's Sheila Landry.
And let's give the microphone.
And Sharon Tucker. Hello, Sharon. My goodness, everybody's here. If you're happy and you know it, raise your hands. Deb's waving too.
Yeah.
Chilly, Wisconsin?
Chilly, Wisconsin?
It's chilly in Wisconsin?
Spin this way a bit so I can see the comments, or? Okay, perfect.
There we go. Chilly in Wisconsin. I can't imagine that. We're cooking in our skin over here. It's 29 today. This is cool. In a flurry. Waving hands. Tracy's always happy. Not always. I do have my moments. Most of the time I'm happy. Yep.
One time at band
There was
camp.
that one time.
That one time at band camp. Yeah. And there's Faye Reed saying, hi, Renee.
Hi.
And Judy Sandstad. Hello, sweetheart. I love seeing you guys here. This is awesome. Bright and sunny. Deb Pels in Mississauga. Robin, I'm so glad that you got your flowers the other day. I'm tickled pink. I wasn't sure. There was going to be such a tough week getting anything done. So, oh my goodness.
Sheila Landry's threatening us with rain.
Threatening us with rain.
Yeah.
We may get rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're hoping we get rain before the whole province bursts into flames.
Right.
Maze is upstairs. I think she's going for her playtime at the park today. Yeah, Sue Braun, you can send the chili from Wisconsin and the rain from the Pacific Northwest to North Idaho. We could use them both. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we're in dire need of some... Oh, Robin, I'm so glad. Okay, so we're going to be painting harvest apples. I love this this style of painting, this sort of rustic farmhouse or old advertising art. I really love that look. And so we're going to do a few little easy techniques for getting that distressed, worn look for the background. I'm going to show you a really nifty new product and a fun and easy way to get great dimension on leaves. And then, of course, we're going to be painting that nice, fat, juicy apple. It's perfect time to do that. And if you guys are ready to get started painting apple harvest, so am I. So this is what I love, this little surface. This is a great one. Deb makes these for me. So if you're Canadian and you're looking for these surfaces, I have them available on the website, but they're also available on the Painting with Deb website, the Canadian website. So go and check that out. Deb only ships to Canada, but I do ship to the U.S. So if you're looking for them to go to the United States.
All Canadian orders would go through a Touch of Primsy link off of the Painting with Deb website.
Okay.
And I will be working on adding all of my product very soon.
Yep. So this is a great little surface. It's not too small. It makes a great little addition to your kitchen to sit on your windowsill. You can also attach one of those great little mini stands to the back of this so it can sit up on a windowsill or sit in your kitchen counter. It just makes for a fabulous little project. And it's a fast one. You can do this in an afternoon. This one is not as difficult as you think it is. So these are the little mini stands. They just literally glue to the back of your surface like a miniature kickstand for your art pieces. They're fantastic. Super, super easy to put on. This one also has sort of an old-fashioned color palette. I say old-fashioned because this is an old color. And I've come back to it. I used to love this color a lot. And recently, that sort of vintage look, you just can't get it with some of the more contemporary colors. So I went back to using this one. This is Williamsburg Blue. It has that nice gray tone, but at the same time, it's got a nice cool, it's a great color to work with for vintage things. So I have this base coated with 2 coats of Williamsburg Blue. We're going to use a little bit of cobblestone to do the stenciling in the background. And the stencil that I'm using is this one. This is a 1/2 inch check stencil. I'm going to position it so that it goes off the surface. I don't like having everything fit just perfectly inside. I always think they have to go off a little bit. So we're going to position that there. And then I'm going to tape it into place.
I think if anybody doesn't have that Williamsburg Blue, I think Moody Blue is almost one of the newest colors.
It's a little darker,
grayed
yeah.
out tone, but a little darker.
Yep. A little darker. You could add a little white to it. I
Yep.
think it would work fine. The other color that works pretty well too is Uniform Blue.
Uniform Blue, yeah.
It's a little lighter, but the tone is nice.
Yep.
It has that
But
grayed out.
they have that grayed out tone overall, and it would either of those would work fine with that palette.
Yep, exactly. So cobblestone, one of my favorite neutrals. I love this color. This one is sort of a warm gray. It's very subdued, but it picks up other colors really well.
It's the gray palette.
It's that gray palette. It really picks up other colors really well. So I'm going to use that and one of my favorite stencil brushes.
No,
I'm
Linda
using-
Franco, I'm not painting. I'm watching. I'm learning how to paint. It's been a while.
So stencil brush I'm using is a 1/2 inch Dynasty Pro. These are my favorites. I love these.
Nothing beats those brushes.
Yeah. So I'm going to work the paint in. You want this almost dry. So load it up, move it in a circular fashion, change directions frequently so that you get a nice even distribution of color in the stencil brush. Don't forget to blot on a piece of paper towel, or in this case, shop towel. And then apply color, circular fashion, and change directions frequently. But this is a light touch. We do not want this fully opaque. They don't have to be perfect. They don't even have to be complete.
No,
We-
Janet, Miss Daisy is at home with my neighbor. I'm making nice with Maze.
She's trying to. Maze is not being all that.
She's been good.
She's been grumbly, though.
She keeps me at arm's length. But every once in a while, if I'm eating something, then she's my best friend.
Oh, Linda Safranco says that we would love to see a
I
new
know.
painted piece by you.
Well, I have a few, but,
We might convince
we
her to
don't
do
know.
it.
Maybe in the new year.
So I've got it on. So we're not looking at making things fully opaque. They should be a little distressed, you know, a little imperfect. They don't all have to be the same size, or not the same size, but the same depth. They can be very different. And then you're going to move your stencil down. Let's get the old lady hair out of there.
I'm sorry.
No, that was me. I'm the one that's shedding today.
No, no. Depends how dark it is.
No, it's not dark. It's gray.
I got mine colored. It's not mine.
It's not yours. So I'm going to tape this in place. And then we're going to carry on, filling in all of these squares so that we have the whole background covered. I like them softer, the squares. I don't want them fully opaque because then I find it's very busy in the
What I
background.
find too is they look like they're not covered, but when you take the stencil off, they're actually very well covered.
Yeah, it's surprising how much paint
Yeah.
you've put on. Yeah,
It just doesn't look like it.
yeah. But I love the look of this, that soft worn
Mhm.
look,
Yeah.
more so than,
It looks like it becomes part of the background piece as opposed to sitting on top.
yes. There we go. I didn't quite have enough paint on there.
Oh.
There we go. And then I had too much paint, so now I got a gob on
You
there.
always work from the middle out towards the edges, right?
Yes. Well, the other
'Cause you're
thing too is
painting
I
over that
usually
part.
start on the stencil material,
Yes.
right? So that I get that movement going. So if anything's going to glob, it usually globs on the
Yeah,
stencil.
and that's you're going to be painting. That's where your main project's going to be. So
Yeah,
it does
so I'm not too worried.
fixes any potential imperfections that you don't like.
Yep. So, looking pretty good. So I'll just move the stencil over to one side.
Robin has gizmo hair in her stuff.
Oh yeah, well,
Hair is just a condiment now.
It's
in
pet
all our
glitter.
homes.
it's pet glitter.
Pet glitter. I like that.
It's pet glitter. Gets everywhere, whether you want it to or not.
That's right. It's just a condiment.
It's a condiment. Yep, you find an odd strand in your mustard, and, you know,
Just pick it out of your teeth.
just pick
You're
it out of
fine.
your teeth. You're fine.
We're back.
We've had a great deal of fun, and she's only been here like a day and a half, so
Yeah, I haven't found my suitcase at the front door yet.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we haven't thrown her out in the street, but it's early days.
Shut up.
So I'm going to dry that really quick, just so that I'm not, you know, scratching off fresh paint. And then I'm going to show you this cool little tool. Now, I was given this one by one of my members. Dear lady sent me this one. This is a gator sander. Like, how cool is this little thing? I'll tell you, this thing works like a hot damn. So I like to sand in one direction.
It just tones the edges down ever so slightly without giving you a
Yeah,
solid
it's a
line.
soft-
I love those.
But I like to wear through the stenciling a little bit. I like to see it worn and distressed. And then you can take it out to the edges like this and expose some of that, the wood underneath, wear away the corners a little bit.
Deb Bloomfield's got new glasses so she could see today.
Oh, yay.
I remember the day I got new glasses and I could see. That was
I
exciting.
got new glasses and I kept tripping over everything. The floor was too close.
Progressives will do that for you.
Yeah, the floor was too close.
Run over small children and pets.
Yeah. So this thing just works like a hot damn.
Oh, Kathy Rain wants to know who your special guest is.
My special guest today is Deb Antonick from Painting with Deb.
I've
And
been MIA for about 4 years.
yeah.
I'm finding myself. It's okay.
But if you want to check out any of her designs, you can go to paintingwithdeb.com.
Yes.
She's got the cutest things. There we go. I love this little thing. It's an awesome little rig. And this one retails, get this, $16.98.
Hi, Beth.
So if you're looking for it, this is what you're going to be looking for.
That's the stuff.
This is a great little rig. This one's on Amazon.ca. And I'm pretty sure it's also on.
You can usually find them at your local hardware store with all
Yeah.
the sanding supplies as well. Plus, added, you can go and buy just fillers.
Yep, you can get
Sandpaper fillers.
you can get the replacement pads for it, and it's so simple. It just attaches with Velcro. They're
Andrea
great.
George is back. Look at that. Hi, Andrea.
Yep, Beth. There's Deb. I love this little rig. What grit is this one? I believe this is like 100. It's very fine.
100 or 120, I'm not
I think
sure.
it's 120. Oh, this is 600 on it, but I don't think that's it. But yeah, it's just a fine sander.
Yeah.
And it does a lovely job, a very controlled job of distressing corners and edges. And it's just really, really nice.
You could put more pressure on edges
Yeah.
and lightly.
And I like the handle. Like, it's easy to work with. And it does a great job. I have oodles of refills because Kathy made sure I had oodles of refills.
Everybody needs their own gator.
Yep, this is a fantastic little tool. Now, I'm a big fan of using the soft ones that I have, but I got to tell you, this thing is worth its weight in gold.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love this thing. So check it out. It is, let me give you the proper name. This one is called the Gator Micro Tool Detail Sanding Kit. Awesome little rig. And, oh, sorry, it's 120. That's the grit.
That's the one. Yeah, I thought it was 120
Yeah, it's a 120 grit.
because it's the yellowy.
And it
color.
comes with 30 sheets. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
You get it goes right into the really hardcore ones, like an
Yep.
80 grit or something. No, smaller, bigger than that.
This is a really cool little thing.
Yeah.
So just wanted to share that with you guys because somebody shared it with me. It was a great little tool.
It's great on MDF to give you a distressed look,
Yep. And it works really nicely.
especially when you antique it.
So the next stage for this piece is we need to age these edges a little bit.
So that way you get Facebook as well.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering when I was gonna.
There.
Oh my goodness, there we
that
are.
changes the whole Cindy McBride.
And Linda Giesbrecht. Everybody's here. Hello. Kathy Huff. Hello.
Yeah.
Deb, I'm in process of painting your chicken stack pattern.
Awesome. A Tracy and Deb
Yeah.
collaboration.
That was a piece we did together. That was fun. Remember the rooster chair that you did for...
Rise and Shine.
Rise
oh,
and
I have
Shine.
to tell you a funny story about that.
Okay.
I got a text from a friend of mine from Calgary from years and years because I taught it as a class as well. Mm-hmm. And so we all painted the chair.
Yep.
She sent me a picture and it was removed from Facebook. She got a note from Facebook that this photo had been removed for breaking all of their rules.
Okay.
And it's not like we used the word cock or anything like that. It was just
It was the rooster chair.
it was crazy.
Somehow not surprising.
The funny story. I just got that last week.
Okay, I gotta find an angled shader. There we go. Okay, so I'm using a Dynasty Faux Squirrel 1/2 inch angled shader.
Yes, Carol, it was Williamsburg blue.
Yep. Cape Cod would come close.
Cape Cod blue would be I love that color.
Yeah,
That's in the deltas, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, Cape Cod blue would be very close.
So the Cape Cod was one of my favorite blues.
Yep, that was a Delta Ceramicoat color back in
Yeah.
the day.
Way back when.
So I'm using a little bit of Prussian blue. And when I was playing with this one, I discovered that Stormy works really nicely on the edge of this color too.
I've been using Stormy with my Moody blue.
Yeah.
So that's how I know. Because Moody blue is a little bit darker, but
Yeah.
out of the new palette,
Yeah,
it's a good
Stormy
grade out.
is a bit lighter than the Prussian, but there's something really nice about this color. So it does a nice job too. So you can use Prussian blue, you can use deep midnight blue if you want to. You just need a dark blue. Even navy will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I use Payne's gray as the dark in my
Payne's
corners,
gray
where
would do it
You
too.
will use your asphaltum.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm using a little bit of Prussian blue, mainly because I like the higher contrast. I think that's what it is for me. And I'm going to put a float of that around the edges, like so. I love that darker blue on this. It does not have to be perfect, I almost put that in my coffee. Almost. So it is not one of those meticulous, perfect floats. We are just looking to get a little color at the outside edges. And it can be a little wider in spots, you know, so it goes up like that.
Are we on the Tracy Morrow Live group? That's where we are, right?
Yep. Not the group, the Tracy Morrow Live. It's a separate page.
Okay.
There we go. So I like that little bit of depth around the outside. I find it always draws the eye in towards the center because you've got all your lighter values in and around things. And I like my corners a little darker. So I tend to be a little more aggressive with the color when I get into corners. There we go, all the way around. There we are. Love it. So we've got nice little shadow all the way around the outside edge. And Denise Van Newkirk is in France. Oh my goodness, where are you in France? Andrea, it's good to see you. Oh, Sunflower Country. Deb was commenting today that she liked that piece.
Yeah.
Did you do the one with the bee or with the butterfly? As much as I love my bees, I really love the one with the butterfly. Here we go. So that's nice and dry. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to tone this a little bit. Hi, Debbie Marlowe. There she is. Oops. Now, a little bit of asphaltum. We're going to use some asphaltum. And we're going to tone this blue. So I'm going to put a nice float. I thin it out a little. I don't want it full strength, but we're going to put a nice float of asphaltum right over top of that Prussian blue. Just like that. And this really gives that Prussian some depth when you tone it with that asphaltum. Where are we? Oh, Denise Chavez is painting Deb's Halloween boot with the pumpkin, the cat, and the moon.
Awesome. And did I not just bring you the original?
You did. It's upstairs.
Yes, it's on your dresser.
Actually, it's in the kitchen.
Oh, is that where it's ended up now?
I was showing them off to Chuck. So.
They
I've
had
been
so
a
much
little
fun
bit
doing
pampered.
those pieces.
Yeah, they are. They're adorable.
Yeah. I've got new designs. I just haven't published them.
Yeah, well, we might be able to convince her to do. Maybe we should do a collaboration again.
There's an idea. Now that I'm finding all my supplies again.
Yeah.
But as I'm digging through boxes in the basement,
Yeah.
finding things.
So this little float of asphaltum just brings everything into sort of that vintage feel. And what I love about doing it this way is that it doesn't really have to be neat and tidy. So we've got that nice distressed edge going. And I'm going to take my big angle and I'm going to thin out some asphaltum. I mean, really thin it out. It's going to be very watery. So lots of water or lots of glaze, but you want this really thinned out. And I'm going to pull this vertically over the entire surface. Just like so. I prefer to go in one direction because that way if you get brush marks, it looks as if it was intentional. If you go, slip slap it on everywhere, it tends to just look messy. Whereas if you pull it on in nice vertical lines, it looks intentional. And it enhances that aged look really nicely.
I love how it just softens everything.
Well, and it just sort of brings everything into balance. It tones everything and brings it into balance. So we're going to dry this really well. Deb's on. Weather's nice here. I can feel fall in my bones. My allergies have kicked in. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's Eileen Miller. Hello. And Lucy. Hello, Lucy. And Pauline Tupple. What are the dimensions of this piece, please? This is an 8.5 by 5 1/4.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. 8.5 by 5 1/4.
They will be on my website soon, but Tracy
Yeah,
has.
I
lots
do
right
have
now.
them on my website. This is a great little surface. I remember I did the lemons on this one. I've
Done a lot on that one.
I've done a lot on this one. It's a great little surface, especially if you want to do a fast project or a little welcoming gift or a homewarming gift, housewarming gift. It makes for a great little project. They work up really fast. So there it is. So we've got that nicely toned background, and it's so easy. It's just 3 simple steps. Gail Jensen, a collaboration between you two would be so fun. I agree.
I'll paint it. You type up the instructions.
I'm okay with that. I'll use dragons.
Cindy McBride wants me to paint my Halloween cups. I do have a new design sitting there waiting to be painted.
Yep, I do too. So our next step for this is to trace on our line drawings, which is pretty simple. This is not a complex design. And the line drawings are actually sized to fit this surface. So you just cut it out, stick it on. You know, Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt, you're ready to go. Now, I like to use white graphite for this. I'm just not keen on dark graphite. I find it harder to remove than the light stuff.
I like using Sorel for all of that.
I've got a whole roll of it
Love
here.
Sorel.
Now, this font that I used, believe it or not, is called Lemonade. I know, stupid name for it. It's called Lemonade, but it's a great font for vintage pieces. It's a very simple one. I don't know if Patrick is watching today. He asked me a question about the font that I used for the Merry Christmas floor cloth. And I can't remember what it's called, so I have to look it up, Patrick, but I will find it for you. Now, I used simple little fresh at the top. If you don't want to put that in, you don't have to. If you want to change this to something else, just use a simple font. Something very block letterish with, maybe a softer detail. But you really don't need anything fancy for this. I love vintage typography. It's always been a favorite of mine. So I kind of get a little obsessed with fonts and whatnot. Deb's seen my collection of fonts.
I have one too.
I think mine is over the 60,000 mark now.
You never know when you need one.
Well, I usually buy them in sets so that I get a variety of fonts and in different typesets, upper and lowercase, etc. But
Sup, painting peeps. Sup.
hey, Ramona, how are you, sweetie? So I like this very simple floral. It looks more complex than it really is. I don't worry about drawing in those flip overs because we'll paint them in a little later. I don't worry about the details in the center because we're going to paint those in too. Just need the general shape of that flower and the leaves, that's all. Don't have to worry about any fine details on them. Their leaves. For a lot of them, a lot of things, accuracy is really important, but when it comes to doing something like this, where the leaves are, a specific shape, and they have, especially if they have serrated edges, you really don't have to worry too much about the accuracy of them. like making sure that every tooth is in, because the brush is going to do most of the work anyway. So it's just a guide for where you're putting color. Choop. Almost there. This one actually is pretty easy to trace, so just make sure I've got all of it done. There we go. Look at that. Easy
Keep my line
peasy.
drawing handy, then you know what needs to go where.
So, and again, I use those red gel pens. That way I can see where I've been, so it's unlikely that I'll miss anything. Although I still manage to do it sometimes.
Who, me?
So we're going to start with the lettering. Ordinarily, I keep lettering towards the end, but today we're going to do it first. And Judy Thacker is celebrating her 50th wedding anniversary today with her heavenly husband. Going to visit his grave later with a bunch of flowers. Well, a happy anniversary to you. This, goodness, everybody has been busy. Poor Lucy, she's sleepy.
Yeah.
So the color that I'm going to use for this lettering is this. This is Sunset Gold. I love this yellow. This is one of my favorite yellows for this. Unfortunately, on this dark blue, it tends to pick up a green cast because of all of that blue underneath it. So we don't want that. So we're going to put a base down, a little bit of warm white. So we're going to kill
all
it.
the time.
Pardon me?
So I do that all the time. I just do a wash of warm white over.
Yeah, it doesn't
And it
have
really
to
helps
be.
your colors be brighter.
Yep. It helps maintain their brightness.
Yes.
Right?
Otherwise, you're adding an extra coat. And
I'm trying to find a rigger here. There it is. Okay.
so, what's your process when you put all those letters after you do your letters and you print them off to create that look?
Mm-hmm.
What's your process?
Well,
Jackie Gibson is asking you, after you have chosen your font, what is your process for placing on the pattern? Do you cut individual letters and put them in place?
no, I don't. I usually work with a light table. So if I have a line drawing of, let's say, just the apples and the flowers, I will make an outline of the surface that I'm going to use, and I place it in there so where I decide that that's where I want it. And it gives me an idea of how much available space I have for the lettering. So then I will adjust the size of the lettering accordingly so that it fits in there. But then I will decide whether or not it's going to be in behind the fruit, as it is in this case, or on top of it. Sometimes it can be larger, sometimes it'll be smaller. But I usually try to fill the space visually. There's always going to be some negative space, like we have some here and we have some here. If I filled it up completely, the background would be of no use whatsoever. So we do want to keep some of the background. But I generally will work on a light table. So I'll have stacks of paper, literally. I'll start with a line drawing of the surface size, then the line drawing of the apple, and then I will arrange the lettering on top of it and then view it through the light table so that I can see all the layers. And then once they're all there, I can adjust the lettering to where I want to put it. If it's too big, I can go back to the computer and size it down and then make myself another copy, and then I'll do that again. So I do the old-fashioned way. Although I have a digital tablet, I can do all of
all
that.
digitally, but that works for you because you're always a master with your light table anyway.
Yeah. So I like the light table for that. So once I have everything arranged the way I want it on my paper, I'll take another sheet of paper over top of all of it and make my final line drawing. And sometimes that one's really rough, and then I'll scan it into the computer, and then I use the tablet to clean it up or to make any small changes. So it's you can do it freehand.
Yeah.
My final line drawing is usually done through the computer, usually. Although a lot of the time I will just, if I'm satisfied with the line drawing as it's hand drawn, I'll simply scan it in. But I usually work in everything, just like you do on a computer. You work in rasters or layers.
Yeah,
I do
layers.
the same thing using,
See, I do the
just
same
using a
thing,
light
but
table.
I use Illustrator for it.
Yeah.
I'll scan my design and,
Yep.
and go in there.
Whereas I will use the light table a lot of the time because I can maneuver things exactly the way I want them till I get them in there. But yes, adjusting the size of the letter, working it into the composition so that it's part of the overall design and not just stuck on there. Right?
Charmaine says, thanks for telling them the magic. Her
Well,
secret.
hopefully it didn't take all the fun out of it. So I've got a little bit of warm white on my palette, and we're almost did it again. I gotta
Don't
move
put
that
it in
cup.
your, did you show everybody your new cup you bought yesterday?
No, I got a new coffee cup or teacup, whatever. It's a skull.
You had to be there.
Couldn't resist it. Had to get one.
Thought it was plastic. She started to hit herself in the head with it when you took it off the shelf. Sorry.
She made me laugh and I spit coffee all over my table.
That's funny.
Can't take her anywhere.
You thought it was plastic because that's what we thought at the dollar store. You went to lift it up expecting it was light as a feather.
Almost hit myself in the face with it.
Got taken out by a skull mug at the
Skull mug.
Dollarama.
It was too funny.
We went out in public.
Yeah, we peopled.
We peopled.
So I've got a little bit of warm white. I'm using a round brush. My typical round brush, I'm using a number 5 in the black gold. We have a red apple. We don't want the apple to be influenced by all of that gray under there. So I'm going to put a thin coat of warm white on my apple.
Faye says we're trouble.
Oh, you've no idea, darling.
Oh, somebody wanted to know who was here.
Oh, Miss Deb Antonick.
If you wait long enough, I just become obscure. I love that.
Uh,
Deb who?
Deb Antonick.
I'm Deb who now?
Yep, Deb who?
Who?
Deb Antonick, my best buddy.
Yeah.
My
and
traveling
no
com-
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, we didn't get to a Hobby Lobby. We don't have any, so.
No Hobby Lobbies.
But instead, I took her to the most amazing art supply
Yes,
store
we did.
yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We went down to Endeavor's Think Play. There's my favorite.
It's got cool stuff.
It's an amazing art supply store here in Fredericton. So, I have a white apple. And I'm going to switch to a rigger.
It's one of them winter apples.
It's a winter apple, yeah. It's frozen. And I'm going to use some warm white and block in. Yeah, Faye Reed, Endeavors is amazing. Endeavors in that tiny little space could put Michael's to absolute shame.
It's got such a variety in there.
It's amazing how much stuff he gets into that little
and great
store.
prices too, I thought.
Yep. High quality.
Mm-hmm.
There's no junk in that store, which is nice.
Linda's bragging. Her
Oh.
Hobby Lobby's only 7 minutes away. Linda, it's not fair. We're not allowed, and we almost got banished. So close. Well, we did debate going across the border to Maine.
Yes, we did.
We
but-
did debate, but I forgot my passport, so now we have no excuse to go to Michael's
Yeah.
or to
Hobby
Hobby
Lobby.
Lobby.
That's okay because
We don't need more stuff.
we're going. No, we don't. No, we do not.
I've been in my basement sorting out all my boxes of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I have a whole storeroom. You have a basement. I have a whole storeroom.
Yes. My basement puts your storeroom to shame.
Yeah, probably. But I purged mine last
I did once, but
spring.
not all the good stuff.
Oh no, I didn't get rid of good stuff, but I
Oh.
purged mine. So I
I was blown away at the quality of the wood we used to buy and the prices of it.
yes.
Like the 1-inch thick pine, routed and rounded and sanded. It was fabulous. Be $18.99 or something for
Yeah.
this big plaque.
Can't even buy a board for that anymore.
Janet's getting a new Hobby Lobby 30 minutes away.
You can never have enough craft supplies. Miss Debbie Carlton, welcome. thank you for vindicating me. I absolutely agree.
It used to take us, what, about 8-9 hours to go 2 hours?
Yeah, to go a 2-hour trip
Going
because
down-
we'd stop at every.
Once we crossed the border in where did we cross the border? It was no. Oh, where were we? Where we stayed in the hotel when we crossed the border. Begins with a B. Bellingham.
Yep, Bellingham.
Was it Bellingham?
Yep. Yep. And then from that point, we hit every Hobby Lobby.
We missed one once. We were devastated.
Yep. And Crafter's Warehouse. Remember that?
Oh my gosh, Crafter's Warehouse.
Love
That
Crafter's
was the
Warehouse.
place to go. Oh my gosh.
Crafter's Warehouse.
We used to have that little HHR mine packed as rafters.
Oh, I
Remember
gotta
that
tell
one
you
time?
guys.
One time we had to slide open the windows so I could slide my purse in and then get back in and open the window, close the window up. And we were so packed in. I think you still had your feet sitting on stuff too.
Yeah.
And we crossed the border that way.
I had to laugh. I remember us packing up that little HHR.
Oh,
And it was like a game.
with the rented tables
Yeah, with the rented tables.
from Walmart.
Yep. But it was like playing a game of killer Jenga. Getting
and
everything
we were
in.
determined to get that table in there, which was the last thing that needed to go.
And it slid in. Neat
Barely.
as you please, but barely.
We had to hold on to it, which is the problem because it
Yeah.
would slide back out.
Yeah. But I will never forget the fact that when we slammed that door, that tailgate shut on that
People
car,
applauded.
we had that whole busload of people
They were
applauding.
watching us the whole time, shaking their heads like, what are they doing?
Well, you know that they were all sitting there going, there's no way in hell all of that is going in that little white car. but
they don't know
no,
nothing.
Yeah. Nobody plays Jenga like we do. Come on.
Well, because we had to put the table, no, common sense would say put the table in first and pack everything on top, except that we were returning the rented table because it was not effectively
Yeah.
required for our needs
Yeah.
back to the Walmart.
Yep.
They didn't know they rented tables, but they do.
Yep. But yeah, it was pretty funny.
One of many adventures. For
Yes,
sure.
we've had more than I think we've
many.
had more than our fair share, to be honest.
Yeah, it ended up top of Mount Baker one time. Ooh, I wiggled that. Sorry.
Yep. There we go. So we have our lettering base coated. So we've got little flowers down here. These are just apple blossoms and they're super simple. So I'm going to switch to a smaller round. I have one of these new Evo art brushes. I really like these rounds and these Evo art. And they don't have them. I don't know where you can get them.
No, but I do have my Evo Arts at home
Yeah,
too, and
I
I've
don't
been
know where
using
you
the
can
base
get
coating
them.
ones.
But the a picture in my head. I really like the rounds, and I checked with the brush guys. They don't
yeah,
have
they
them.
don't have it.
They don't have the Evo art, but I really like these round
I
brushes.
have to try mine because I'm trying to determine which of my brushes is going to do what I want it to do for the round because I struggle with that.
The recently receding hairline, receding hairline, and of course the plastic bow taped to my head.
Does Renee have to bail us out? No.
No,
No, Chuck does.
my husband.
Yeah. But we're going over to Grand Manan.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
taking Deb on a little
I've never been
ocean
here before.
adventure. So, Cindy, I'm having so much fun listening to the two of you.
Memories, hey?
Oh, memories. We're taking Deb on a little adventure. So she's going on a boat on Monday.
You're making me drive.
Yep, she's going to drive. And she's going on a large ferry and making the crossing to Grand Manan Island.
Very excited.
So, and it's one of our favorite places, and I really think she'd enjoy it. So,
Yeah, I get to drive the family car, and Chuck's going to be heavily medicated, sitting at home,
in his glory.
waiting patiently for the phone call.
Yeah.
How do you get this thing out of the ocean? Where's the parking brake?
Our comments not showing up on Facebook. Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing them.
Mm-hmm. He's got me on multi-stream, so
Yeah, we're on multi-stream. Sometimes it delays a little bit.
Yeah.
Faye's never been to Grand Manan. Oh, honey, you gotta go. It's a great place. I love Grand Manan. It's probably one of my favorite places here.
Yeah, we got an Airbnb too, so we're staying overnight.
We do. We're actually staying in one of the old smoke sheds. It's the hotel. It's an inn, but it's literally on stilts out over the water. It's a very cool
sit there
place.
and watch the tide come in,
The highest tides in the world.
and we're gonna look for sea glass
Yep.
and other assorted treasures.
Yep. We're going to go sea glass hunting on Red Rock Beach.
Then we're gonna go St. Andrews by the Sea.
Yep. Take you down to the Algonquin.
Yep. See, I've never ever been to the East Coast. Ever.
Yep.
I'm a West Coast girl.
Okay, so we have all of our white in. You two are so funny. Oh, you have no idea. We're hilarious.
And we know it.
We make a habit of like the shock value that we give to various hotel employees is well worth it.
Oh, that poor fellow that one time. That was probably one of our classics.
And yes, we are having way too much fun, Kay.
It's a blast here. So much fun.
And Faye says you're going to love this coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I already do. I just love the old historic aspects.
Oh yes, gang, we will be sharing pictures.
Yeah, we didn't yesterday, but I did share our first photo on Facebook today. So
Yep.
because now I can, because it was top secret.
But
I didn't want y'all getting too excited.
If you don't have sunset gold, what could you use? You can use marigold.
I love sunset gold. It's one
Yeah,
of my
I do too.
favorites.
You can use
Very
marigold.
mustardy. Marigold is a little bit more subdued, but it's a
It
close
is.
second. to
Yep,
it
it is, but it's a close second. So, oh yes, we will have lots of fun. And don't be surprised if we decide to do a quick live while we're there, because I really think it is one of the most gorgeous places. It's very wild, but it is obviously, it is just one of the most beautiful places in the country to me. So there we go. We have this white down. Forget pictures, I want video. Yeah.
I don't think people realize that we have not physically seen each other for 6 years.
Yep. Although Deb and I talk to each other almost every day or every other day at the very
Pretty
least.
close. If it isn't a text, it's a phone call.
Yeah, we're always, always connected. But we haven't actually been in the same room together in 6 years. The last time I saw her was in Vegas in 2019.
Because you did not come to Oklahoma
I
because
was sick
you were sick.
for Oklahoma, yeah.
And then the next year for Vegas, you did not go.
Well, no, because
something happened.
we were in COVID.
No, it was before COVID because I went, but you didn't go because I forget why.
Yeah, it was COVID in 2020.
Yeah, but they started shutting everything down after I got back from Vegas. But there was
Yeah.
another reason you didn't go to Vegas.
Oh, I was in Germany.
That's right.
Yeah,
so
I was in
went
Germany.
to Vegas.
You went to Vegas, but I was in
That
Germany.
was when they were talking about COVID. And so you're
Yeah.
on the plane looking at the guy next to you. Don't you sneeze. And
Yeah.
then it was within a couple of weeks of getting home that everything just kind of started going
Yep.
to hell in a
Everything
handbasket.
shut down.
Yeah.
So our lettering is this gorgeous color, this sunset gold. I love.
They would love a live.
They would love a live. That
we
would be
always have
fun.
bail money. We got connections.
Yep.
Chuck.
So I'm using this is a zero rigger
A GoFundMe for preemptive bail money.
preemptive bail money. That would be funny.
Came close trying to get me across the border there that one time when
That
we had
one
the car
time.
full of stuff.
Yep.
She's like, Deb, shut up.
Yep. Too funny. So the base color, look at how nice and bright that yellow is when you put that little bit of white down. You get lots of that saturation, and it doesn't pick up any green tones being
No,
on top of the
it's-
blue.
It's so good.
It bars that a little bit, which is always nice. The other cool thing about this is that if you put on one coat of yellow, which I normally put on one coat, I very rarely put
Yeah.
on two coats of anything. If you really want to amp up the color a little bit, if it's looking a little grayed out or you had to substitute it with something, put a light wash of saffron yellow over top of it. It just comes screaming off of there. All your yellows will look so much brighter, and you just need to use a wash. You don't need to use fully opaque. But look at the coverage you get. But most of the things that I do only have one coat. So you'll be looking at it and go, well, that's not really fully opaque. It's close, but not quite. Don't worry about putting another coat on it because you've got 3 other colors to put on top of this.
Takes a long time to figure that out.
Yep.
When you start prepping surfaces for classes and teaching and stuff like that, you start realizing that you really don't need, four solid base coats because the color is going to change so quickly.
Yeah. And especially when you start layering colors on top of things.
And you know me, two shades, 2 highlights, a dry brush.
Yeah. But you learn quickly that you don't need to go to too much trouble when it comes to base coating, especially for a lot of the things I paint. And one thing that has always been a thing that bugs me when I'm painting things, you get something small like this and then you get 31 colors.
Oh, I know.
Just no. So I have a tendency to carry colors around. So if it calls for a yellow, well, I'm going to use the same yellow in the center of the flower that I used in the lettering. I just find there's just too many.
Surprisingly, you don't need all those colors.
No, you
when
don't.
When you're doing small.
Yeah, when you're doing small pieces, I find
you're better off to add a line here and there just for fun to make it pop. You don't need all those colors.
Yeah. And it's frustrating when you're doing a small project and you get a supply list that's 4 feet long, and all you're painting is one little breadboard.
And it's so tiny.
And it's tiny.
I look back to like when I did those keys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many layers of paint is on all of those?
Too many.
No, you can never have too many. But yes, there was.
Yep.
Edward Hensley. Hi, girl.
Hi, Edward.
He was a
And so how's
comment on
Hawaii?
mine, but I don't think he's on.
Oh, is he not in the
I
live?
don't think so. He commented on my post because I finally posted that picture from us yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him. So he's on Facebook. He's probably just not watching the live, or he may have popped in. I don't know.
He's in Hawaii.
He's in Hawaii doing Hawaii things.
Yes. Watching Kilauea blow its top.
Yeah. Oops.
Just in time.
Well, I'm glad I'm here because BC's on fire.
Yeah, well, New Brunswick is on fire too, so.
Yeah, you're not socked in with smoke yet.
No.
It follows me.
Yep. Yep. Well, we had a fire here in Knowledge Park last night, forest fire that started Knowledge Park.
I'm surprised I didn't smell that coming in through the window.
Wind was going the other way.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Because I'm used to that. I could smell like the fire.
Yeah.
It's just the briefest hint of it.
Yeah, when I
Very
say it's
sensitive.
close, it was,
How close?
2 kilometers. About 2 Ks away.
Bye, Carrie. Have fun in the garden.
Is that Carrie Henderson?
Yes, ma'am. She's going to play in her garden.
Have a great day, Carrie. Pick lots of good stuff. Share recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Deb had one of my scones this morning for breakfast.
Oh, they're so good. Sandy McTeer just sent me a text.
Oh?
WTF. WTF.
Yep.
Missing a letter in the pic. Yes, there's no Sandy in the picture.
There's no
for
Sandy. I wish there was.
WTF.
I think Sandy should come up.
Yes.
Yep.
We need a weekend. We should
We
I
need
still
a
think we
weekend.
should just all go to Montreal or something and just spend a weekend.
Montreal would be dangerous. That's the head offices of Dessert.
Uh-oh.
And I know everybody there.
There's a fun idea. It's
Yeah.
cheaper on all of our parts.
No, not really.
I know, right?
Definitely not really. Awesome. There we go. We're having too much fun because we're barely got everything base coated there.
Hey, I'm only chattering when you're base coating.
That's true.
I can't be blamed for everything.
We can try.
You can try.
So we're going to use, is your limoncello ready for Deb to taste? It is.
Yes. I already had the lemon blueberry loaf.
Yep.
Oh my God, so good. And one of her fresh made scones this morning. What else is up there?
Oh, everything. There's banana
She
bread.
said make myself at home, so I did.
Too many colors. I call the Maureen McNaughton method. Oh my God.
Oh, Maureen McNaughton. I've taken her classes. Oh, wow.
Maureen McNaughton and what was the other one? Betty Caithness.
Betty Caithness used every color in the rainbow.
I love her designs.
I've got originals or pieces
I've done
I painted
several
years ago.
of hers
Yeah.
over the years.
Gorgeous
Oh,
pieces.
no, I shouldn't say several, many of hers over the years. And it always used to kill me. I will never forget, I was doing the Four Seasons with the lighthouse, the harbor, Welcome Harbor or something like that.
Oh, you've done those ones?
I did that one on the lamps where you had the...
Oh, I've got that one. That's
yeah.
upstairs.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was waiting because it had like 3 shades of red in it. And I'm looking at it going, where does the red go in this? And it turned out that the red was only used for the center of those little flowers.
I know, right?
And I thought, okay.
Yeah, but didn't we get paid by the bottle on that
Probably,
paints we
yeah.
used that far back?
Yeah.
But that was Delta Ceramcoat too, so that could have been their process. But
Yeah. But, oh, yeah. Andrew George. Oh, we usually eat them all in one. They are very good. That's one of the best recipes I've ever had for scones.
this is great. It's very, very good.
When they come out of the oven, the bottom is crispy. And the top has got that nice crunch because of the raw sugar on the top. Mm-hmm. And then they're just light as air on the inside. I love them.
Me and Maze shared mine. Maze was my best friend when I ate my scone.
So the bottom of our lettering, we're going to... Oh, I've got a big brush. I need a smaller brush. Where's my smaller angle? I'm going to use this black gold. Little 3/8. I'm going to switch to a 3/8. I love that, Andrea. I got to give you the recipe for the rhubarb scones because they're to die for. I've painted with Maureen quite a few times. She's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Maureen's a wonderful teacher. Her technique is just
I actually
phenomenal.
still have her brushes.
I do too.
Yeah.
So I'm using a little bit of tea berry and I'm putting a float along the bottom and I'm walking it up to about the halfway mark on the lettering. So little float of tea berry.
I love that color.
Oh,
tea
me
berry.
too.
I've been using tea berry to highlight my reds.
I've
Sometimes 'cause
been
I go
using
with
tea
the
berry
orangey.
a lot.
Yeah.
I love this color.
Tea berry and
Oddly, I've been using it more on yellows.
Coral fizz or coral. What is it?
Oh.
Coral pizzazz or
Coral buzz.
coral buzz. I knew it was Zeds in there.
This one is almost neon.
It
has
is,
a
and
glow
I've used
to
that
it,
over
yeah.
over the reds too, because I tend to go more towards an orangey tone in some of my pieces.
Yeah.
I do paint, you guys, just so you know. I have lots of painted things at home, just not publishable stuff. Well, it could
Yep.
be.
So I love that little blush of tea berry. It does wonderful things for yellow.
Yeah.
Wonderful things for yellow. So I like to, like I said, I like to bring it to about the halfway mark. It just does nifty, lush things.
I think this last new color, they weren't great for a standalone bunch of colors, but they were great accent colors to a lot of existing
Yes,
colors that we
I
have,
agree.
and we were needing a few of those.
Yeah.
This was a good update.
Yeah, it was a really good update. The grocery store, really, around here, rhubarb grows like a weed. So it's easy to get. There we go. So I think tomorrow we're going to go out to the giant pumpkin and the big potato,
Oh, fun!
out to the farmers markets, and probably stop at Michael's on the way home.
That sounds fabulous.
So once this is completely dry, we're going to grab a little bit of orange flame. What color on the letters? The letter is sunset gold.
You know, they're brighter colors, but they're subduing beautifully just with that mixture of colors.
Mm.
That's my favorite palette. Scarlet
I love
and
scarlet.
Sunset Gold. Moody Blue I've been pulling in a lot just because of the grayness of the palette.
Yeah. So at the bottom of the letter, you're going to put a float of orange flame, and it's going to come up halfway up the first float. So that tea berry came halfway up, so this is going to be about a quarter of the way. And all it's going to do is deepen the very bottom of the lettering. You see how it pops? So where you get that saturation, look at that. And it also creates this really nice glow at the bottom of the letter.
That's why I shade everything twice. Just for those layered, just changes the whole look.
And that, again, that's why I don't really worry about having
Yeah.
multiple base coats down, because I'm usually putting at least 3 to 4 other colors over top.
And because you put the white underneath, you can get away with that so easy
Yeah.
without.
Exactly.
Had you not, you would get that tone throwing through.
Well, it tends
It would
to
look
influence the
unfinished
color. Yeah, it
if
would
you
look
didn't-
A,
yeah.
unfinished, and B, it tends to make the yellows look greenish.
It does.
Yeah, and it takes some of the fire out of it. Strawberry rhubarb pie. I have everything I need to make that.
Is that what we're having tonight?
Yeah, we're going to make a pie this
We're having
afternoon.
pie.
We're having pie, and we're having grilled pork.
I'm having carrot and pie.
So, somebody had asked me about, if your yellows are really looking kind of meh, saffron yellow. I love this color.
That was always my favorite.
So if you thin this color out, like really thin it out, make it very watery, it's fairly transparent as it is. But if you thin it out, and if your yellows are looking a little wanting, and your oranges are looking a little blasé, just put a wash of saffron yellow over it, and it amps them right up. If your oranges are looking a little flat, put a wash of that saffron on. It just, you get all that vibrancy back. So if you were missing something, your yellows are looking a little meh, here you go. A little wash of saffron yellow over top makes a big difference. I love that. You know what I forgot to do?
What?
I forgot to put the shading around the lettering. I
Why?
I
Are you
always do that
distracted?
first. Oh, probably. A little bit. Ordinarily, I do all of the shading on my lettering first.
Actually, had it not been that you didn't do a live last Saturday, you had commented that you probably would do a live today.
Yep,
But because you missed last Saturday.
yep. Well, now I'm well.
She's well now.
Yep.
Almost broke her yesterday, but she knows when's when.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, we're going to Grand Manan, only for a quick overnight. But it's enough.
You're taking your daughter. Dominique's
Yes.
been coming everywhere with
My
us, of
girl
course.
is my girl. So I'm just shading to the right of each letter with a float of heavily thinned Prussian blue. Same thing that we did for the outside edge. I should have done this before I started painting the lettering, but I'm distracted today. Here we go. That little float just helps keep the lettering up.
When are you
Elevates
doing the
it.
lemons piece?
Probably in the next couple of weeks.
Is that a mate to that one? Vintage lemons?
Yes, kind of, yeah. Yep. It's not here.
Oh.
Yep. The lemons piece is done on blue too. So I'm going to dry this. Then we're going to add a highlight to the top of this lettering with just a little bit of warm white. We just want them a little paler at the top. And it does give the lettering a nice, a little more brightness. Now you can highlight and then you can walk it down just a little bit. Just at the top of the letter. And it's a soft float. It's not a really harsh one. It's just enough to put a little light, little contrast at the top. That's all. There we go. Stands out nicely. There we are. So this is something that I like doing on this type of lettering. On that shaded side, right against the letter, as close as you can get, put a fine line of black. You can do it with a pen. You can do it with a Posca. You can do it with the gel pen, or you can do it with a liner brush. Any way you want to, it's going to work. And it's just enough to give you that crispness at the edge of the letter. Just helps the lettering stand out a little bit. Of course, the paint's still a little wet, so my pen isn't working properly, but we'll finish that up towards the end. So we have leaves back here, and I'm going to base coat my leaves with one coat of lush green. I love my lush green. And I've got my nice little round brush. I base coat my leaves by following the shape of the leaf, like so. And usually one coat. I very rarely put more than one coat of the green on my leaves. And again, for the same reason that I do everything else with one coat, is because we're going to be putting 3 other colors over top of this. So I try to paint this in as few strokes as possible so that we get a nice even, if not fully opaque, but a nice even coat of lush green. I love this green. I have always been a big fan of antique green. The downside to it is that it is not very opaque, so it usually takes a couple of coats to get fully opaque coverage. The lush green, I can usually get good opacity with one coat. But I like the earthiness of this green. It's not a high yellow green, so it's not an in-your-face one. But I love the color. It's just nice and earthy, and it covers nicely, and it gives you a great look. Here we go. So I've got my leaves in place, and then I'm going to use a rigger and a little bit of asphaltum to paint in our branches. Just like so, little asphaltum in there. And then the stem of our apple, right here, is also a coat of asphaltum. Just like that. Okay, let's see if I'm missing anybody. So I'm going to dry this. Hi, Carolyn. Carolyn Edwards. Good to have you with us.
Where's Kentu?
I don't know. Where is Kentu? So I have a nifty technique for doing these leaves. And we're going to use margarita. If you want something a little more subdued, you could use this new leaf. It's a little bit, well, not a little bit, it's quite a bit darker, but it's a high yellow green. Oh, Charmaine Bannister's got Halloween on the brain.
I do too, Charmaine. I gotcha.
I've got fall on the brain. And so everything has this sort of vintage rustic-y farmhouse thing. This is just my brain going. So we're going to use a little bit of margarita, which is that bright yellow green. I love this color. And on the leaves, we're going to put a series of I call them messy comma strokes because they're not perfect. And they'd be boring if they were. So envision the center vein. So let me show you. I'll take a chalk pencil and I'll put in the center vein like so. So I just draw it in with a pencil. And so the round end of all my comma strokes have to start just shy of that center line, like this. And then on the other side, I do the same thing. Don't worry if they look rough or if they're imperfect. These are not perfect comma strokes by any stretch. And you can do that with all of your leaves. Just like so. Like that. And when I say they don't have to be perfect, they really don't. You're just putting in that shape. And they're going to look rough for a little bit, so don't worry about it. They really are going to look rough for a bit. So, comma stroke, comma stroke. Just like that. Oops. See what I mean? They don't have to be perfect by any means. But it's so much simpler if you remember where your center vein is. And then when it comes to your placement, just remember that that comma stroke has to be just shy.
What size round brush is that?
This one is a 4.
That's your Ev Art?
This is the Evo Art, yep.
Evo Art.
Yep. But it, number 4 in any size.
Yeah, just a round brush.
Oh, Judy Cormier, hello. She caught me live. Good to have you with us.
Sometimes we get to watch you after the fact because you always go live during dinner.
Oh, Donna, thank you very much. Tell Rich, thank you. I appreciate him. Oh, they were trimming bushes.
Where do you get the chalk pen?
This one is a bohin. This is actually a dressmaker's pencil.
We used to get that stuff all the time from
from
Patty
Patricia
Rawlinson
Rollinson.
way back
Yeah.
when, and now
These are available on Amazon.
yeah,
And if I'm not mistaken, Chris Hoy also stocks them.
I think she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can Cupboard Distributing also has them, but I swear by this one. I love this because it just wipes off,
Oh yes, those
and
things
they're
are great.
just fantastic.
And
So
you can refill them.
and you can refill them. Yep. So again, I take my little chalk pencil. Put my little comma strokes in. So these are going to look quite messy for a bit.
The ugly stage. It's okay.
It is an ugly stage, but it is a process.
okay.
So there we go. So yes, look at that. Ugly leaves, right?
Yeah.
But it is a process because we're going to dry this really well. And this piece surprisingly works up very quickly. Do you think that Van Gogh had a problem with loose hairs in his brush? Oh, absolutely.
You think? Yes.
Yep.
Pay a lot of money for one of those hairs now.
Yep. And there's Mickey. I like the lettering for this piece. This particular style of lettering works really well for this. This very vintage.
To get it to go on the angle and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that's how you lay it out on the palette, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're bored. I think that's one of the tricky spots too, is to get that vintage layout where it's like at an angle or something.
Yes. And quite honestly, you can use the free version of Canva.
Yeah.
They
I
have a
paid
great
for it to
little- I
Canva,
have the
but
paid version
it's
too.
a fabulous product.
It's a fabulous site, and it's such an easy one to use. Just take the time to go look around
Yeah, you
through
have
it
to
and
fiddle
find
with
it.
it,
You
but
have to fiddle
yes.
with it a bit. But when you're doing this type of lettering on Canva, it's super simple,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
right? And it's easy to adjust it. And once you print this, you can do anything you want from this point,
Yep.
right? And even if once you download it, scan it in, and then you can adjust it on your
Oh, I
your
do so much
tablet.
stuff with Canva. I love it.
Yep. So yes, this works really,
So
really
3D
well.
and very professional. It's the shading that added,
Yeah,
and the
it's
depth of the floating.
yep. Putting that in, and we're going to actually put a little asphaltum on there. I know, surprise.
Oh, really?
I know.
I'm shocked.
I can tell. So we're going to grab a 3/8 angled shader. And the color that I'm going to use, put that away, is black green. You can also use plantation pine. I love black green because I'm lazy. I like getting that nice dark shadow right off the bat. I'm a firm believer in immediate gratification. So I like the black green for that, but plantation pine adds a richness. There's something about that color that just adds a richness to things. So black green is our shading color.
They're all shocked. I think you've done and shocked your followers.
How
today
so?
By using asphalt.
Oh, asphaltum.
I'm pretty sure.
Sorry.
No, was unexpected.
Yeah, like I said.
I'm shocked.
So for me, this technique is one of those immediate gratification things. So I'm going to pick up a nice float of lamp black, or not lamp black, black green, and I'm going to shade the bottom of my leaf where it joins the stem with a nice float. This one is underneath the one in front of it, so it needs a darker float. And in behind the apple. Don't forget to shade in behind the apple. Same with this one. Nice float of black green. And this little one here is tucked under the apple and in behind this leaf here. This always looks so sloppy until we get that last little bit in.
And then once you spatter it, if you don't like your floats, just spatter it.
And there we go. I'm going to deepen this one because I didn't do a very good job of it. So we've got that first float in. Look at that. I love this color, that black green. It's a great shading color. So I'm going to dry that, and then we're going to shade the center vein. So I'm going to put the darkest value against that center vein and pull it right down to the point. So we're going to have a really nice dark shadow on the center vein all the way down. To me, this is like magic leaves. They just sort of all of a sudden have shape and depth. And this one has a float that comes down the opposite way. Let's deepen that shadow under there. There we go. And then this one goes that way. So down that center vein, look at that. So those leaves all of a sudden have texture and shape. So look at that. So we're going to put in a highlight now. I tried splattering my husband. He's at work now. Oh my goodness. He got away.
Got away from her.
There we go. So we're going to use a little bit of that margarita. I'm going to put just a teeny tiny touch of warm weight in it. Just a tiny bit. And we're going to highlight opposite that shadow down the center vein with a float of that margarita. And I like to bring a little bit out onto the edge of the leaf on the other side, like so, and out to the point. Little float, like so. That little bit on the other side, like on this edge here, and bring it down the center vein. Don't forget to bring a little up the other side. It does wonderful things. There's the leaf. So that, I love that little highlight on there. It just does wonderful things for these leaves. On the edge, right to the edge of the leaf, up the center vein, and a little on the other side. I just like how that helps shape that leaf. But the one thing it does do is it kind of muddies things a little on one side. So you're going to let that dry, and then we'll come back in down the center vein with a nice float down that center vein. It just crisps it up, deepens it a little bit. So now we get some really nice depth. That nice soft float, look what it does for that leaf. So it gives those leaves a lot of depth.
They can't help but listen to us banter, and I'm being so well behaved over here.
You are. I thought we were going to have to muzzle her, but I guess I was wrong.
No. Being respectful.
You are. She's going to get a cookie after this.
If I'm really good.
If you're really good, you're going to get a cookie.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Here we go.
She doesn't know I'm just busy shopping in her studio going, I just need one of these, one of these, one of these, 2 of those.
You make most of it. Why do you need it?
That's true, but oh yeah.
So look at those leaves. The color that I'm using to shade these is a little bit of black green, and the highlight is margarita. And if you really want to amp it up a little bit, throw a little bit of warm white into it. It better be a homemade cookie, of course.
There's
Of course
bins
it's a homemade
everywhere.
cookie. There's bins everywhere.
Yeah.
She's discovering just how much of a food freak I am.
But she tells me about it all the time because when
Yep.
we're talking,
Yeah.
it's early morning for me. We do have a 4-hour time difference
Yeah.
in our chitty-chatting. So she's usually cooking dinner, telling me all about what she's going to have. And I'm looking at my little hot dog wieners going, oh, really?
So one of the things about this particular technique, if you really want to amp it up, is take a little of the color that's going to be in the apple, or a little of the color that's in the flowers, or whatever you have around. So I'm going to use a little bit of country red. I'm going to thin it out a little bit. I love this. I bring a little of that country red into the edge of a couple of the leaves in just a few select spots. Just a tiny bit. That little bit of reflected color gives the leaves a little more realism, and you can be very selective about where you put it. So it can go in one very simple little spot. You can have it on the center vein or right at the tip, but it changes the way the leaves look, and it gives them a sense of a bit more realism, but it's also reflecting from the apple. I love having the video. I'll watch once or twice more to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we have flowers. We're not quite finished with the leaves. We will finish these up, but I'm going to take you over to the flowers. So I've got one coat of warm white on there, and there's lots of brush marks. We want brush marks. See how it's a little streaky and imperfect? We want that. It's going to help us get the look we want. So I'm going to take a little bit of tea berry, and I'm going to thin it out a little bit. And we're going to bring a float down into the center of each of those petals and walk it up to about the halfway mark. And look how those brush marks stand out. That creates that texture that you would see in the petals. So there's that little bit of tea berry. You see how I'm pulling the color up? So up on the sides, U-shaped float, bring it back up onto the sides so that that color comes about halfway up the flower. So it can be fairly intense in there. Don't be intimidated by this we want the color fairly transparent, but don't be afraid if it gets a little stronger. That's okay. And we're going to do both of these flowers. And there are 2 line drawings. I couldn't decide between the 2. I had 2 different compositions for this one, and I couldn't decide which one I liked more. So I put both compositions, the line drawings are in the pattern, so you can pick and choose, but the instructions are exactly the same. It's the same subject matter, same components. I just changed up the composition a little. And I simplified it for this piece, but the other one works too. Depends on how energetic you are.
Quick question on the Evo brushes. They are a student grade, are they not?
Yes, they are like a university grade. Still a great quality brush.
Great quality brush. They're like the ones that I love so much.
The Eye of the Tiger.
Yes, the Eye of the Tiger. No, I was just wondering why they weren't on Brush Guys. Can people order directly from Dynasty?
I don't know.
I don't think there is
I do think that the Evo art ones are available on Dick Blick though.
Ooh, let's look there. I'm just looking to find a list.
Yep. So we have a highlight color for this. And I'm using a little bit of titanium white. I don't often use titanium white, but I am today. Little bit of titanium white. And we're going to put a nice bright highlight at the outer tip. You'll see why that brush mark is so important in just a second. So I'm going to come down to about the halfway mark and bring that float up to the top of the letter and back down over top of that tea berry. So it gives us a highlight at the tip of the petals at the same time. It softens the edge of that and it gives that little cupped effect.
Nope.
It's not on there? Okay. We'll have to find a retailer because it's a beautiful brush.
Well, it is, yeah, and you know, I use mine all the time.
Yep. One that I've found myself using a lot lately is the black silver.
I have a handful of those, not very many.
Yep, we're trying to find you a retailer for that, Kathy, for that Evo brush, Evo art. I really like them. Quite nice.
Yeah, they show no results either.
Yep. So nice little float, titanium white out at the tips of our petals. And walk it down a little bit. Just softens the tip of our flower. Look how pretty that is. Gives our little apple blossom a little brightness. Here we go. Look at that. Look how pretty. So I'm going to take either a liner or a rigger brush. I've got my rigger here. Oh, better yet, I've got my micron. Now I'm going to take a little of that tea berry and I'm going to mix that with a little bit of warm white. I want to make a very light version of tea berry, which is not as easy as you would think because that's a pretty bold color. And we're going to paint in a few little turnovers, and it's just a little stroke of that tea berry and warm white mix. It's a little bit at the tip of the brush, little tip of the flower here. There we go. I like those little simple little flip overs. They don't have to be overly dramatic. They don't even have to be perfect. We just need a couple of little turnovers, but nothing too dramatic. There we go. Easy peasy.
It is interesting because we were all given these
Yep.
to use and stuff. But yeah, and I can't find a retailer for them other than Dynasty.
They don't have a listing on the Dynasty page for a retailer?
They list on not that particular brush. It just
Okay.
lists every retailer under the sun that sells Dynasty brushes.
Gotcha. So look how pretty.
But they have every shape and size in these. They're a great brush to have for sure.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to dry that, and then we're going to come back with that gel pen. So there's my little gel pen. We're going to do this. I'm going to make just a whole series of little strokes in the center of the flower, like that. Just little lines that sort of shoot out. Again, they don't have to be perfect. It looks kind of messy, actually. Ta-da! See? Then out comes my favorite, the rigger. I love my riggers. And I'm going to come in with a little bit of that sunset gold, and we're going to put in just a few nice little dip dots right in the center of the flower. Like that. And then I like to pick up a little bit of that orange flame and put a few dots of that on the yellow. Just a few. Just makes them stand out a little bit. And then I'm going to use just a few little dots of warm white. This just pulls the eye in a little bit. It's a simple center. We're not doing anything over the top here. There we go. And I like to bring a few of the little white ones out onto the petals a little. It just softens the centers. And now we can go to work on our apple.
Not successful.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Not in the simple places.
Not in the simple places.
No.
I also have 3 new nutcrackers coming up.
I brought the bits.
We got all the tags in and we got all the pieces in. So if you're looking for those, we have them all. I've already updated the site. So we have the long tags. We have the little gingerbreads. We have the stars. We have the snowflakes. We have everything.
Did you see the tiny snowman?
I did. They're freaking cute.
They're stinking cute.
They are so stinking cute.
Box is empty.
You did.
They were hand delivered, were they not?
They were.
We should point out some of these things, you know. It's
Yeah.
really important stuff. Hand delivered. I was 3 pounds over in my luggage.
Yep, because she brought all my surfaces with her. So we're going to paint this apple. I'm going to, I need a bigger round. Methinks. Where did I put my bigger round?
See, it's a nice big ass brushes back here.
Oh, yeah. No, I was looking for my,
What do I need?
I was looking for my number 5.
I do need to sort and get a good set of rounds because I'm really starting to use them a lot more than I used to.
Yeah. I
Mostly
always
because I
use
do
the
so
same
many
two, a
washes.
4 and a 5.
Yeah.
So we're going to base coat the apple with country red. But I have a method of base coating things like this. So follow the shape of the apple. Just like that. If you follow the shape, any brush marks that you create will fall into the painting.
Ann Fogg wants to know who you're talking to.
I am talking to Deb Antonik, Anne. Deb, you've met Anne.
I've met Ann.
Yeah.
I've met Ann. I've met a handful of these people for sure. Several of these people.
Yep.
Bye, Deb. Deb's off.
Which Deb?
Bloomfield.
Aha.
She's off to do important things.
Take care of yourself, Deb.
Yes, I do know Ann Fogg. I
Yeah.
remember. She have a puppy?
I believe so. So I'm following the shape of my apple when I base coat because I like, if I'm going to have any brush marks, the Dynasty site does not show availability in the US. I know.
They usually sell to retailers.
Yeah, and so I'm not sure where we can get them.
One of these days, Faye.
Ta, ta, ta. So I like painting this way. I just find, brush marks and whatnot all fall into the overall shape of the apple. Look at that.
Look how simple that is.
And so we have a nice apple. Now our shading color for this one is Prussian blue. I know it sounds like a really strange color to use for an apple, but that's what we're using.
But it's transparent.
It is a very transparent blue, and I mix it with a little of the country red, and it makes this deep plummy red. It never goes purple.
It's almost like black plum, but not
Yeah,
quite as
Yeah, not quite
Thin.
as thin.
transparent. It's got
Yeah.
something to it. Got depth to it.
So we're going to use that mixture, a little Prussian blue with a little bit of country red. I love this tone. And we're going to put that first shadow right here. Right at the top of the apple.
And
in that
Fogg's the one
little
that
dip.
had the Cocker Spaniel.
Yes.
Yes, a small Cocker Spaniel. Yes, Ann, I'm out here for a week for the first time ever on the East Coast.
And we're going to bring that color over here, just a little space at the edge of the apple. And you're going to bring that color around and do the same thing on this side. So we're leaving a narrow space at the edge of the apple. But this, you're going to walk this color out a little. Just like that. So we want that darker color to come about 1/3 of the way across. Just like so. And then we're going to dry it.
Maze wouldn't let me bring Daisy. Daisy's guarding my house and keeping my neighbor at bay.
Yep.
She's laying on my bed growling at my neighbor as she house sits.
So then I come back in with a second float just to deepen that. And again, we're going to deepen this. Ooh, any these. This isn't, a meticulous float, and we're just kind of smooshing some color in. And I like having that darkness on this side, and it should come up a little bit. Look at that.
Looking marvelous from here.
Ugh. I love painting apples. Apples and lemons and pears. Those are surfaces that I like
Pear
to.
is actually one I can paint.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can paint a pear.
So I've got 2 floats of this on here, so watch this. We've got that bright red line over here. I'm going to come back in with that mixture one more time, except I'm going to cover, I don't have enough paint. I don't have quite, oh God almighty, now I've got too much red. There we go. I'm going to come right over top of that little line at the outside. So now it's going to meld a little bit with what we've already got. So it just tones that. Here we go.
I can paint folk art apples.
Yep.
They still look like apples, but not real apples.
And then I'm going to, there we go. Couldn't quite get that to go. There we are. So the idea being is that it should be a little bit lighter at that edge, but not as, you know, a little lighter than this shadow. It just gives the illusion that it's spherical, right? Looking pretty good. Got all that shading in there. Not bad. So I'm going to dry it, and then we're going to put a little, I would have guessed Napa Red. Yep. Nope, I like the blue. Gives you a nice transparent look, and I can still see all of those little brush marks in there. That helps give that apple some shape. So we're going to use a little bit of that sunset gold to put a nice little highlight at the top edge.
So why do you leave that very fine line around the outer edge?
That line, because
I
having
know
that,
what it is. I'm just trying to put my...
when you look at something that's got light on it,
Yes.
the light doesn't stop at one spot. It wraps around. And by leaving that light, that thin line of light there, it implies that you're seeing that light cast around. So it gives the illusion that that is spherical as opposed to something that's just
What's it
round.
called? You have a name for it.
There is, and I can't for the life of me.
I know. I was
remember
trying
what
to
it is.
think, and that's why I was trying to go with that, because I remember you do it on glassware and stuff a lot.
Yep. So I'm going to put this lovely highlight of orange, or yellow, I should say, this sunset gold, all along there. Just like that. And I let it come down and overlap that shadow a little bit at the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Perfection is to be avoided at all costs. Neatness is to be...
Neatness doesn't count and perfection is to be avoided.
At all costs, yeah.
So I'm going to dry that. I dropped it. Darn it. For a small piece, it sure has an awful lot of...
What'd you lose?
Nothing. My mind. If you see it, let me know.
It's Wander. I said it go upstairs a while ago.
I saw it upstairs a while ago.
The dog's playing with it.
Yeah. Well, at least somebody's playing with it.
It never stays in one spot. It just
No.
goes from one thing to another.
What the heck did I do with my drive? Oh, hello. I'm a numpty. Here we go.
A numpty. Tracy's a numpty.
I'm a numpty today. So I'm going to use a little bit of that sunset gold on a stencil brush. Circular fashion, change directions frequently. Blend it right in there. Blot on paper towel. And then right here is where our impact point is. Right there. So that would be our impact point. That's where the light. So we're going to create a nice dry highlight. See how I'm pulling the brush following the shape of the apple? Like so. And it creates some stria as well. So we're building up a highlight. So I've got that sunset gold. Dry brush. Blot.
Want to see me make Tracy laugh?
What?
Bucky the hamster.
See what I told you? The hamster wearing the wig, right?
Oh my God, he's in a little bathtub.
Munching on a grape.
He's got pigtails.
Yeah, he's got pigtails. I saw him going in the shoes and the pigtails the other day. It was hilarious.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. I wanted to see your reaction.
Yeah. So there we go. So each time you brush that on, it gets a little shorter. So I'm just making sure. There. Now I'm going to switch to a little bit of warm white. I'm not cleaning my stencil brush. So I've picked up a little bit of warm white, and I'm going to make an even smaller highlight. And then a little more warm whites. And that smaller area, look where that highlight's popping in. We're getting that bright impact point that we so want. I like doing it this way because it gives that apple that soft shine instead of that high polished shine.
What brush are you using, Tracy?
The one I'm using is a 3/8 Dynasty stencil brush. But look at the highlight you get using it that way.
The texture on these is what makes them perfect for not just stenciling,
Yes.
but also dry brushing.
Also for dry brushing. And so that last highlight that I put on there is a lot more warm white. And you can be fairly aggressive with it. So the more aggressive you are with it, the shinier that apple is going to be. So I love, look at how
I just love that.
and it creates
Magic.
a beautiful, by doing it in those long poles, it creates that texture, that stria that you see underneath the skin of an apple. And now all of that is because we followed the shape of the apple
That's
while
the
we were
key.
putting on
Always
the
following
highlight.
the shape.
Following the shape of the apple is what makes such a difference to this. And there's nothing that says you can't adjust or tweak shadows after the fact. You can go back in. I'm looking at this going, well, this is a little wanting. So I'm going to take just straight Prussian blue, and I'm going to
Hello, sweetheart.
give that a nice dark. Look at that. So we've got that nice deep dark.
I find
picture
sometimes
there.
if I can't pull it towards me and keep that curve, I pull it away from me, and
Yeah.
I find that I can actually get that curve better. So people that struggle with that, try turning it around.
Yep. So I'm putting a little shadow in there. And look at our apple. Nice juicy apple. Now, you can take a little bit of spatter just to the center of this apple if you want to.
Hi, mate.
Hi. Good heavens.
Oh, Daddy's here.
See, she went aerodynamic. Maze is visiting. Yes, she is.
Maze, come here. Did you bring me a new scone we can share?
Using the stencil for the highlight is mind-blowing. First time I've ever seen this technique. Wow. You know what? And it works really well. And it's just layering highlight one on top of the other in a concentric fashion. So it's, the first ones are going to be long and wide, and then they get a little narrower and a little shorter each time you put it on. And so you end with that brighter highlight right on that impact point. And it gives you such a great look.
I think one of the tricks with brushes too is try them for different things.
Absolutely.
You'd be surprised that what a brush that's designed for one purpose can work so well for another.
Yep. Oh, it works. This works exceptionally well. So we have a little bit of black green, and I'm going to put a little shadow
Maze, come here.
on the back side of that stem,
Maze,
like so,
Maze.
and on the underside of that piece at the back. That little piece at the back, just a tiny little float. Just gives you that nice little shadow on the stem. And I'm going to use a little bit of that saffron yellow, or not saffron, sorry, that sunset gold.
Daddy's over there.
And I'm going to put my highlight. Maze, stop. There we go. Little highlight on that opposite side. Look at that. Now, if at any time you think that you need a deeper shadow on this side, don't be afraid. Grab your favorite angled shader and a little bit of Prussian blue. Thin it out a little. If you need to darken or deepen a shadow, don't be afraid to do this. Just take that color out to that back edge.
Good girl.
Like that. So you get a darker shadow on the back side of that apple. Where did mine go? Oof. You okay? Here we go.
Maze is giving Daddy hugs.
Oh yeah.
Oh my good Lord. It's good to pick her up.
That's a Mal hug.
Aw,
Mace wants to paint too.
he does.
So we've got our apples done. I'm going to do a little bit of shading on our lettering and on our flowers. I'm going to use a little bit of asphaltum. You knew it was coming. So all the asphaltum does is just give us a little shadow. It doesn't kill the color, but it does push it back from behind that leaf a little bit. What you doing? Somebody does, yep. So just to tone that at the bottom. And then we have some nifty little turnovers in here. So we're going to pull a little asphaltum in there just to give those little turnovers a shadow. And it is heavily thinned. We don't want it full strength. Full strength would turn our flowers brown. We don't want that. Like so.
They get like that if you overwater them.
Yeah, they turn. So we just have a few final little details to do to these leaves and to finish this piece. So I'm going to start with a little bit of margarita. I love this green. You use margarita a lot too,
A
don't
lot.
you?
That's one of my favorites.
And I'm going to thin this out really well.
I've tried the others, but they don't give you the same.
Yeah, I like Sprout too, but I
I've
find it's a
used-
little chalky looking.
Yeah, it dulls a bit.
I didn't say what the prices were.
We did not.
We
One of
didn't
them
even-
gets to take me home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them gets to take you home. One of them gets to pay my power bill for the month. No.
You, because mine went up.
So did mine.
What are the prizes today?
Oh, the prizes today are actually really nice. Next week is Be Kind Week on Tracy Morrow Live.
Oh.
And sort of kick things off for next week because we've got some bee projects coming up and some freebies coming up. And yeah, we have some fun stuff coming up. And everything has a Be Kind or a bee theme. So we have 3 beautiful little Be Kind bags or Be Happy bags.
Oh.
And really cute. And to put in them, we have a collection of toys, painter's toys.
We love toys.
We love toys. So we've got some sanders. We've got some brushes from Dynasty. We've got some nice black gold brushes. I thought the color was appropriate, you know, black and
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
So we have black gold brushes in that Be Kind or Be Happy bag.
You have a Be Kind bag with a bee on it.
Yeah, we have
You have a
Be Happy
You have
bags.
two. You have both.
And we have a cute little phone stand that's going in each one of those. Nice little phone stand,
Oh, yeah.
along with the pattern to paint it.
Nice.
So we have a nice surface. And then, of course, we've got some other fun stuff too. We have a really cute little Be Kind button that our winners are going to get.
Very
Be
cute.
Kind button. So we have some fun stuff for this week. Oh, and there's stencil in there too.
Is it bumblebee stencil?
It's a honeycomb stencil.
Honeycomb stencil. We need that.
Yeah. So, yep, that is sort of to kick off our Be Kind week next week. So we not only do we have some fun projects coming up, we have lots of Be Kind things. I posted yesterday about the Just Because bot mail that we send out every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
And in case you're wondering what that is, the Just Because, if you, for whatever reason, get a package in the mail and you don't remember buying anything or winning anything,
Well, that
and it
just
has the
happens
word,
anyway.
yeah, and it has the words "Just Because" written on the outside, it's because you did something kind for a friend, or did something kind for someone on Facebook or on YouTube, or just in general were supportive for another painter. You will sometimes send these out, and I've just recently sent out like 6 of them. So if you happen to get a just because, it's just because.
Mm-hmm.
I think when people go out of their way to be kind and supportive of other people, I think that should be recognized. So,
It should be. Definitely be recognized.
so I like to send out just because packages every once in a while. So I love putting those scribbly little lines around the outside edges of my leaves. It just makes everything look softer. And it doesn't have to be just one. You can do multiples. I like the little curlicues at the ends of the leaves. That's a fun thing. And the fun thing about this is that it doesn't have to be on the leaf. It can go off the leaf. It's not meant to outline the leaf so much as it is to soften the edges. And it gives you a chance to add, additional highlights wherever you feel you need them. Little strokes of that brighter green. It just overall softens everything. And
It's all the little details that just make a project.
Yep, exactly. So, and of course, I can't do anything without a curlicue because I have to have my little vines and tendrils because that's just me.
Notice the pinky's what keeps her brush straight up and down. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, you
stick your
use
pinky
that
up,
little
it's
finger to balance your brush. It
practice
gives
with,
you.
and then one day it's all you just use it all
Yep.
the time. You don't even think about it.
What is this, Robin Storm? Judy. Will doesn't like me either.
Who's Will?
Poor Judy. I'm telling you, Judy's been with us since day one. Judy, I do not forget those things. The wheel just doesn't like her. I don't think she's ever actually won on the wheel.
Judy Thacker?
Yeah.
I thought she won once.
No, I
Or
actually.
did you just send her something?
I sent her
because we
something
wanted her
because
to win?
I wanted her to win. We even set up the wheel one day with
I
like
remember, I
10
was
Judy
watching.
Thackers on it and one other person, and the other person won it. It was just,
Did Judy get some just because?
So
package?
Judy, yeah. But yeah, poor
I
Judy.
won once or twice.
Yeah, you've won once or twice.
I don't get to play anymore. Apparently. I had to come all the way out here just to get some stuff.
So we've got our apple.
Don't forget the word the fresh.
Yeah, we got to put that in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in love with my Posca pens. I did the word fresh on this one in black.
Mm-hmm. a
And
little white highlighter. Is that
I
white?
didn't even put a white highlight on it. I think that's just the graphite underneath it.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to do it in white, and I think it was because this one is almost dead.
You can buy just black ones,
Yeah.
black and white ones, just a whole bunch of them.
I just think that this one is almost toast. Yep, she did finally win once, but it took like 4 years.
And we had to rig the wheel.
Yeah. But honestly, it is. It's not from a lack of appreciation, I promise you. So, I liked the word fresh in there.
It's an F word.
It's an F
Fresh
word.
by freehand.
Yeah. There we go. So you can print that on freehand if you like, or you can use the line drawing. It's on both of them. It doesn't have to be done in black. It can be done in white. It can be done in whatever color you want. It's just a simple little word, fresh apples in there.
Should we,
Go shopping in Tracy's stash.
shouldn't we just tell Beverly that everything we ever get, we always buy two?
Yes. Deb and I have had, maybe that's why we've been friends for so long.
Look what I got. You need one? Okay.
Yeah. I have a tendency to do that. We have a fabulous place locally here that does the coolest things. And my husband and I were there picking up lumber for the new kitchen, the outdoor kitchen. And I went shopping in the craft part of the, the outlet. And I had to buy two of everything because
Always.
those are the rules.
If we go any place cool, we have to get two.
Yeah. If she's not with me, then I have to get two.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the rule. So I really like this piece.
I do too. This apple's a little
This one's
more
better.
fallish. I like
Yeah.
it.
It's a little more autumnal.
Mm-hmm. Autonomous.
I'm trying to find my gold pen.
Oh.
There it is. Got it.
Well,
I have
need
too
one of
many.
those. Might need one of
We'll
those.
take one. There's like a dozen of them in there.
Take two, they're small.
Oh, yeah. So this, I love this. This is my gold paint pen from Let's Resin. I love these chrome
I
markers.
think I did finally buy one. I think I do have a couple.
And I love doing the edges like this.
Yeah.
Just to put a simple gold border along the outside edge. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I kind of like it when they're not.
Yeah. Well, perfection and everything looks like it's made in China.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
want
want
that.
Well, even then, but it should peel off if it was made in China.
Yeah.
When the edges are curling up,
Yep. So a little bit of gold around the outside edge, I just think makes this.
that perks it right up. Gives it a little something. I should do that around some of my ornaments.
I love doing ornaments that way. Using the gold paint pen on the outside edge just gives them a really nice finish. So I'm going to dry that, and then we're going to spatter this. Who is it from? Oh, the gold paint pen. This is from Let's Resin. It's the Let's Resin Gold Chrome Marker.
We can get those on Amazon.
These are fantastic. Actually, get these in sets of 3. One
Yeah,
copper,
so
one
that-
gold, and one
That's what
silver.
I did buy them. So I
Yeah.
think they're on Amazon.
And they're really, really cool.
Let's Resin.
Listening to you two makes me miss my best friend. I don't miss mine anymore.
Let's Resin pens.
So I've got that little bit of gold at the outside edge. I just like how that finishes the edges of things. It just gives it a nice look. So I'm going to grab my favorite fugly brush. Here it is.
Yeah, Let's Resin liquid mirror chrome metallic markers.
Yes. They're fantastic.
They're on Amazon.
Yes, Nancy, I am very sad that I won't be at NET. I had really hoped to be. But a few health issues and, border issues and whatnot have kind of made it impossible. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of warm white and thin it out. And we're going to spatter this. Now, spattering, you can do as much or as little as you like. That's entirely up to you. I want a little bit of white. And then I'm going to do the same thing again, but with a little bit of asphaltum.
I'm putting it on the Facebook site right now. The link to the markers
Yep.
from Amazon.com.
So I'm focusing the asphaltum on the lettering and on the belly of the apple. And a little bit everywhere else. If you don't have asphaltum, you can use a little bit of burnt umber, or you can use a little bit of black.
Okay, so the link, oddly enough, is just not bringing me a picture, but
Yeah. So I'm going to dry that real quick, and then we'll finish off all of the little details in the flowers and on the lettering with that black ink, with the black gel pen. I love this part. I just find that this little bit of black at the edges of the letters just makes everything pop. And it's nicely in keeping with the style of this as well. There we go. Oop. There we are. A little bit of black. This just makes that lettering pop right out. And then on my flowers, I like that sort of scribbly, imperfect line at the outside edge, just to define the shape a little. I just like it. But of course, at any time, if you're not a fan of the black outline, then don't do it. You don't have to. I just happen to like it, that's all. And there we go. So the only thing I have left to do for this piece, Renee has got the wheel loaded up. I'm going to put my scribblature down here in the corner. Et voila! Harvest, apple harvest. There's Cheryl D'Agostino. Nice to see you here. Iris, who wouldn't have asphaltum? That would be a sin in the world. Of
Right?
course. I totally agree. But there you go. There is our apple harvest. And I'm going to go to prize time.
Surprise time.
So we have 3 great giveaways today, and they are based on being kind and being happy. Figure they go hand in hand. So we have 3 great prizes today with some Dynasty Black Gold brushes. Of course, we always have some other goodies. We have a phone stand and a fantastic kit for you to paint it with, along with the stencil to go with it. And of course, one of our Be Kind buttons is in there as well. So we have some fun stuff for you. So we have 3 of them. Renee has the wheel all loaded up
Man.
and ready to go. So if you are ready to spin, give it a go.
Your name's on there, by the way.
Oh, Renee put her on the wheel.
Yay! Take all my stuff back home.
Pam Stover
Woohoo!
Where's my stickies?
in the drawer. That drawer.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Then again, maybe not.
Well,
The yellow one is there. So if your name comes up on the wheel, don't forget to hop over to the website at tracymoreau.net and click on the little speech bubble in the lower right-hand corner of the screen and send us your shipping information, please. We hang on to the giveaways for 2 weeks. If we don't hear from you within 14 days, it goes back in the bin and we use it for a future draw. So make sure you send us your shipping information. Pam Stover. And next.
she's trying to find her name.
Is it
gotta
me?
be
Is
there
it me?
somewhere.
I'm so excited.
Kat McDonald.
Is it Mac? Mick?
Yep, McDonald.
You should just tell everybody that if they don't claim their prize within 2 weeks, I get it. They'll start claiming their prize.
And last but not least,
And the last one is
oh, that is the one, but
Sandy Tayo.
a lot of new names.
There's a lot of new names
Nice.
on. So just to sum up, don't forget, go over to tracymoreau.net, hit the little speech bubble in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, and send us your shipping information so that we can get your goodies out to you as soon as possible. Next Saturday, we're going to be painting a fun one, so come and join us then at same time, same bat channel. We're here every Saturday. Come and paint with us. We love to have you. And in the meantime, if you're in any of the areas that are affected by wildfire, please stay safe. We would hate to see anything happen to you or your families. And until next Saturday, mwah, we love you. Stay safe.
There's Deb in the back.
I slithered in. Did you see that?
You slithered. You don't slither.
I slithered.
You slithered.
Slithered in.
And pet your dog.
Pet your
There's more
dog.
room,
Yes.
if I'd had the different chair, I would have just wheel sailed on by. Woo!
Everybody have a great weekend.